Hi, everybody. So, in one of my clears, I got asked the question, why is it important to connect to self? So, at first, I thought to myself, well, are you fucking serious? Are you actually asking me this question? And before I went all obnoxious on the person, I checked myself and actually told myself, well, you know what? To be fair, a few years ago, you probably didn't have the answer to that question. I've always known how important, I've always felt the need to connect to myself, and I've always known that it is important, but I don't think I knew exactly why it was important, at least not with the clarity that I have today. So I really wanted, since part of my mission is to help people reconnect to themselves, I better start thinking really deeply about what is my answer to this question. And I'd like to start with probably two questions. Are you living right now the life that you truly desire? Are you completely coherent with yourself? Are the things that you're doing set your soul on fire? You know, your job, does it set your soul on fire? Do you even know what sets your soul on fire? These are quite a few questions, but think about that. And I'm 90% sure that the majority of you don't actually know what it is that you really, truly, deeply desire. Because we've been conditioned to think small, to think that what we want is what we see on TV. You know, the 9 to 5 job, the security, the house, the boat, the car, you know, the shiny friends and all of that. And I'm going to ask you a more concrete question. Think about the last important decision you've made. What motivated that decision? Did you make that decision because of what other people would have thought? Because your friends told you to make that decision? Because your family told you to make that decision? Society, the media, what else could it be? I mean, you know, all those elements that are outside of yourself. Or did you make the decision? Was your decision really led by what you truly wanted, by your heart, by your guts? We've been so disconnected from ourselves that all the decisions, or most of the decisions that we make them led by, motivated by things, elements that are outside of ourselves. We make decisions and we decide to act or not to act out of fear, out of guilt, out of shame, anger, the need to seek external validation, the need to belong, fear of, you know, being left out of the group, not conforming. And this is when connection to self is so vital, because all of those external elements, when you're making a decision, that is what leads to misalignment, to incoherences, to contradictions, and to unhappiness and malaise, because we're trying to fit into something that doesn't suit us, because it's not what we're made of. This is not our blueprint. This is not what we truly desire. We're trying to live somebody else's life. And you know, when you've decided to do something, or you've done something, whatever, and you've got that nagging feeling, and it's usually in your guts, it's in this area, you know, your heart, your guts. It's not in your head, it's in your guts. Something's not sitting right. It doesn't feel well. you're not truly happy, there's something there nagging at you. This is your intuition. This is your body trying to communicate with you, your body, your soul, screaming at you, trying to communicate with you. But we ignore it because it's much more comfortable to ignore it. And we come up with excuses why we can't or cannot do things. And then we get pissed off, we get angry and defensive and all, play the victim card when we're called out on our own contradictions. And that is because we're making decisions that are not aligned with us, with our integrity, not somebody else's. And connection to self is connection to your body, and therefore your soul is connection to your blueprint, your essence, who you truly are. And to me, it is vital to have access to have that connection, because it's that connection that gives you access to your greatness, to your uniqueness, and allows you to make decisions that are fully aligned with you, with your blueprint, your essence, with your integrity, not what society thinks integrity should look like. And connection to self is what creates that space for us to really act according to who we are and away from all the bullshit, the programming and the conditioning that crowds our heads and has been drilled into us for like hundreds of years. Sorry, I had to charge my phone. My flow got interrupted. So let me just gather myself and think about what it is that I was saying. Yes, I was talking about connection to self. And ultimately, it's not the journey, that journey of self-exploration, that journey of connection to self is not easy. It's not easy. I'm on my own journey of reconnection to self through self-mastery and self-exploration, and it's intense. It's hard. Because sometimes you realize that something that you've been doing that you believed was the right thing, I don't even know what right means, was actually something that you were doing because you were just seeking validation from whoever, And if you've been doing, something for your whole life and then you realize, that it's bullshit, it's hard. It's hard to stomach, it's hard to take in. And it takes courage, it takes strength, it takes self-discipline to act fully in alignment, because we get so much pressure from outside. It's hard. But right now, I can't tell you that all my decisions are motivated fully by my soul. But what I can tell you is that now I can absolutely tell the difference when I'm acting, when something that I do is motivated by my ego or by my soul. And I'm going to tell you another thing. That connection to self makes it more and more impossible for me to act out of alignment with myself and with my integrity. I can't do it anymore because my stomach just screams at me, my guts, my heart. I can feel it in my body, and we can all feel that misalignment in our bodies, just that we don't want to because it's too scary. And when I say that I'm still in my journey, that journey is probably going to take a whole lifetime. And I can give you an example. I was led by my soul to create this video, but making a video makes me feel uncomfortable because it makes me vulnerable. And so for the whole morning, I was just going round and round and round and round, thinking of excuses not to do the video. Oh, it was my My ego was saying, oh no, you need to do the dishwash, the washing up first. Why don't you do a little bit of meditation? Oh, you said you wanted to do the yoga. And the whole time I had the content of this message that I wanted to share in my head, not letting me think about anything else. That was my soul, thinking, stop the bullshit. You're being called to do this video, just fucking do it. And now I'm able to tell the difference. I wanted to end with this message that to me is super important. If half of us, half the population, or even not even half the population, was aware of the importance to connect to self and why it was important to connect to self, would be the world would be a better place today. And if only a portion of the population was able to connect to self and make decisions from that place, we wouldn't have this shit, this bullshit that is happening right now. All those conflicts and all the bullshit that is happening in the world right now. The body holds all the answers. We hold all the answers within. We've just forgotten what we know. And not only have we forgotten what we know, we've forgotten that we've forgotten. So it's time to reconnect to ourselves. It's time to reconnect to our essence. So I wish you a beautiful day. And if this speaks to you, go within and ask yourself, what is it that I truly want? And try to see from a body, from your body, what makes your heart sing, what makes your guts alive. Think about it. Have a beautiful day.